And hello on this Wednesday the 16th of March log gloss. In the last video we took a look at how to use the minus b formula in solving quadratic equations, the minus b formula. And in this video we're going to do much the same, except we're just going to take it a little bit slower than we did in the previous video, and we're going to take a look at a couple more examples to help us to figure out how to actually do the minus b formula, how to use it to solve a quadratic equation. Now we have here a quadratic equation. This is a quadratic equation right there. 2x squared minus 7x plus 5. And we, in this question, we are asked to solve this quadratic equation, to solve it. And we're going to use the minus b formula to do it. Now over on the right hand side here you'll see the steps that we'll need to follow in order to solve it correctly. So let's go through these one at a time. The first step, write down what A, B and C is. Now remember, A is the number in front of the x squared. Now you can see over here our x squared, and the number in front of it is 2. So A is 2. Now we have to write down what B is. And B is the number in front of x. Now here we can see just an x. So the number in front of that is, that's right, it's minus 7. So be very careful there. It's not 7, it's minus 7. That minus is important. So B is minus 7. And finally then C is the number that's on its own. Well, the number that's on its own that doesn't have any letter attached to it is 5. So I've written down now what A, B and C is. So I've completed step 1. Now step 2. Write down the minus B formula, but put brackets around the letters. So here I've already written down the formula just to speed up a bit of time. So I write down the formula, but now I'm going to put brackets. So this isn't the way it looks in the logbook, but it's a hell of a lot easier when you do it this way. You put brackets around the letters, just the letters. Just put brackets around those letters. Each letter gets its little pair of brackets, like that. And now if we look at the continuation of step 2, or sorry, onto step 3, write it again, write that formula again, but this time leave the brackets empty. So I'm going to write the formula again, except I'm going to leave those brackets empty. So minus, and then an empty bracket, plus or minus, empty bracket, still have the squared there, minus 4, empty bracket, all over 2, empty bracket. Okay, I've done step 3. Now what's step 4? Sub in the numbers in the correct place. So I have found what A, B and C are. So over here I found that A was equal to 2, I found that B was equal to minus 7, and I found that C was equal to 5. Now if I look in my formula, my minus B formula, I can see that there should be an A there and there, that there should be a B here and here, and there should be a C here. So in my empty brackets I'm simply going to put that in. So I should have an A here and here. I should have a B here and here. And I should have a C here. Do I need to use these highlighters? No, not necessarily. The more you do of these, the better you get. You don't have to do all this highlight. So what goes here? What goes in this one here? It's B, so B is minus 7. So I put in minus 7. There should also be a minus 7 here. there should be an A in this bracket and in this bracket, and at the end there should be the C, which is 5. Okay, so far so good. I'll go to step 5. This is the last step. I type it into the calculator twice. Now, why twice? Well, really I only need to type it in once and then go back and change. But the first time I type it in, I use a plus. So I would say minus bracket minus 7 bracket plus the square root of bracket minus 7 square, etc., etc. I type it in using the plus, and I get an answer. So I get x is equal to, and whatever my answer may be. Now in this case, the answer comes out as 1. Then I go back, scroll back, and I delete that plus, and I put in a minus instead. That saves me having to type the whole thing all over again. Now if you want to type the whole thing in all over again, that's up to you. And I press equals, and when I do that, I get an answer of x is equal to 2.5. So there's my 2 answers, and that's my question complete. Now just remember that when you're typing this into the calculator, you should start, your first button that you press on the calculator should be the fraction button, because that's what you want to start with. You want to start by pressing that fraction button, and that'll set you up to fill in the rest. Okay, one more quick look at what we did, because you're going to try a few now in a second. We wrote down what A, B, and C was. We did that over there. It's nice to do it in a little box. Then we wrote down the formula. We did that there. Then we wrote down the formula again, except we used empty brackets. Then we filled in those brackets with the appropriate numbers that we'd already found out earlier on. And then we typed it into the calculator 2 times. First time, we used a plus, and the second time, we used a minus. And we got our 2 answers. Okay. So at this point in time, you're going to pause this video. And you're going to try these 3 questions. There's 3 quadratic equation questions there that can all be solved using the minus b formula. The steps are here. But if you wanted to go back and watch me doing the previous question to help you figure out how to do these questions, that's okay too. It's going to take you 10 minutes at least to do the 3 of these questions, I would imagine. If you can do these in less than 10 minutes, you have done extremely well. Extremely well. If you can do them between 10 and 15 minutes, you have done very well. If you can do them between 15 and 20 minutes, you have still done well. That's a very good time. So I want you to try and do those 3 questions on a page. Each one, take your time. When you're finished, you can press play to see how they are done. And if you want, you can press play after doing each one to see if you did it correctly. Okay, so pause the video now, try and do the questions, and press play when you're finished. Okay, I hope you tried to do question 1, because I'm about to do it. But if you haven't done it, you can still pause right now. I'm about to do question 1. Okay, my first step is to write down what A, B, and C is. A is the number in front of the x squared, so A is 5. B is the number in front of the x, so B is minus 7. C is the number on its own, so C is 2. Well done if you got that. You're already getting some marks. Write down the minus b formula. You won't have to learn this off by heart. It's in the logbook. When you've written down the minus b formula, put brackets around the letters. This makes it a little bit easier in a moment. Now write it out again, except leave the brackets empty. Now fill in each of those brackets. So fill in here, 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 and here. Well, B goes into the first one, so B is minus 7. B also goes in here, so that's minus 7. A comes next, and A is 5. Then C, and C is 2. Then down the bottom we have an A, and A is 5. Type it into the calculator. First time you type it in, use a plus, then use a minus the second time. When you type it in, you should get an odd answer, 2 over 5, and also 1. So don't be put off if you get a fraction. It can sometimes happen. In fact, it can happen quite a lot. Okay, we're going to go on to question 2 now. So if you want to try question 2, we'll go back to question 2 up here. If you still want to try it. Press pause and give it a go. And when you're finished, press play and we'll do it then. Okay, I hope you tried it. I hope you gave it a go because I'm about to do it. So A, B, C. What's A? A is 3. B is 8, and C is minus 3. Be very careful. C is minus 3. There's C in the end. It's minus 3. Write down the formula. Minus B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. Put brackets around the letters. Bracket, 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 bracket. Take the brackets, take the letters out. Always remember here, in there, that squared, whoops, that squared does not sit in here. That squared is always on the outside. You only ever put the letters, the brackets around the letters. You don't put them out here like this. Just put them around the letters. Okay, sorry for going off the point there. Right, so B squared minus 4, empty bracket, all over 2, empty bracket, empty bracket. Let's fill it in. What goes here? Well, it should be B. And B is 8. Same here. A is 3. C is minus 3. Be careful. A is 3. Type it into the calculator to get 2 answers. X is equal to, and X is equal to. So X is equal to, when you type this in, you get 1 and minus 3. Now, I'm not sure you get 1 if you put in the plus or if you put in the minus. I'm not sure which is which here. There's your 2 answers. I did them earlier, but I can't remember. Did I put the plus in to get 1 or did I put the minus in to get 1? But they're my 2 answers. Now, if you haven't yet tried question 3, you should be up and running now. You should have a good idea how to do them. Try question 3. So press pause now. Okay, I hope you paused it and I hope you tried it because I'm about to finish it off. We've only got a minute left and we got to get it done in a minute. What's A? A is 8. What's B? B is 57, a huge number, but that's okay. And C is 7. So none of them are negative numbers in the equation. So let's write down the minus B formula. Minus B plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A. And remember, let's put our brackets in. But we don't put our brackets out here, remember? We only put them around the actual letters. So we put them here and here, here and here, here and here, here and here. To just go around the letters and nowhere else. Now we write it out again, except this time we take those letters out. We leave the brackets empty. B squared minus 4, empty bracket, all over 2 empty bracket. Fill them in with the correct numbers. We're not going to have time. Hold on, let me do it. Pause it. Okay, I went ahead and completed it there. The answers you should get is minus 1 over 8 and minus 7. And that's it when it's got brackets and the numbers filled in. So well done if you got 3 correct.